Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Monday, March 3rd. Coming up on Cullman Today, Ride for a Cure, a new restaurant in the Warehouse District, and CDL info sessions. All of this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. Cullman County's Stony Lonesome OHV Park will host a unique spring event called Ride for a Cure. Park manager Tyler Lindsay and Jeremy Reeves, who is the owner and operator of the Elise Reeves Foundation, have paired up to raise money to help families in need when their children are diagnosed with cancer. Lindsay said with the help of volunteers and sponsors, the park is adding a new obstacle course for the event that will have a whoop section, a loader tire obstacle, and a cross tie ramp and some other dirt obstacles. The Ride for a Cure Spring Edition will take place March 6 through 8 at Stony Lonesome. The cost will be $70 for 3 days of riding. Events will include a poker run, guided night rides, a Barbie Jeep race, barrel racing, and the new obstacle course. Stony Lonesome is located on Highway 69 South in Bremen. For more information, visit the Stony Lonesome OHV Park Facebook page. A new restaurant, Taco Marg, is set to open in Cullman's Warehouse District this month. Owner-operator and Cullman native Joel Sanchez said Taco Marg will offer an inviting atmosphere that feels welcoming, comfortable, and alive with good energy, reflecting the spirit and heart of the city. The menu will include a signature birria quesadilla, grilled pescado taco, and signature margaritas. Sanchez said a unique feature at Taco Marg is the community shelf, inspired by Dia de los Muertos traditions, where guests can honor loved ones who've passed. Every night at 7 p.m., guests will gather for a community toast, a moment of reflection, gratitude, and connection. Taco Margs will also host nights dedicated to honoring loved ones who have left a meaningful legacy in the community. An opening date hasn't been announced, so be sure to check CullmanTribune.com or the Taco Marg Facebook page for updates. Wallace State Community College is hosting 2 informative events in Hanceville and Aniana, offering prospective students the opportunity to meet with faculty and learn more about the Commercial Driving License, or CDL, program. According to the Skills for Success coordinator at Wallace State, Anna Beard, CDL training is one of the most in-demand workforce programs at Wallace, and she wants to ensure the community knows about the opportunities that can help them start a successful career in trucking. The Wallace State CDL program offers classes in Hanceville, Aniana, and Winston County, with opportunities for veterans, low-income residents, and wheelchair users seeking training. Classes are offered day and night and on the weekends. The classes take 3 to 4 weeks to complete, and scholarships are available. The first CDL meet and greet will be held on Thursday, March 20th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Aniana Technical Center, located at 728 2nd Avenue Southeast. The next CDL meet and greet will be held on Tuesday, April 8th from 5:30 to 7 at the Workforce Training Center, located at 1130 24th Street Southwest in Cullman. For more information about the CDL program, visit www.wallacestate.edu/ccwd, call 256-352-7432, or email cdl@wallacestate.edu. And those are the top stories in Cullman today. Coming up, Good Hope falls to Trinity Presbyterian in the 4A Finals. Sports is next. Welcome back. In today's sports segment, let's take a look at how Good Hope performed in this year's 4A state championship game. After grinding out a 38-30 win over St. Michael Catholic in the Class 4A semifinals on Tuesday, Good Hope was back on the court at Legacy Arena to defend its state title against Trinity Presbyterian in the finals Friday night. Unfortunately for the Raider crowd, the Wildcats got off to a fast start and led Good Hope wire to wire on their way to a 67-27 win and the 4A state title. Baskets by Ava McSwain and Lexi Marshall held Trinity's lead to 5-4 early in the first quarter, and after the Wildcats used a 7-0 run to pull ahead 12-4, McSwain knocked down a three to trim the lead 12-7. McSwain's next basket made it a 15-9 game later in the period, but Trinity dominated the rest of the first, extending its lead to 28-9 by the start of the second. The Wildcats continued to dominate on the defensive end in the second quarter, keeping the Raiders off the scoreboard for the duration of the period and taking a commanding 46-9 lead in the locker room at halftime. McSwain hit a pair of free throws early in the third quarter to make it a 49-11 game, and Lucy Adams buried a three later in the period to make it 52-14. Baskets by Ella Gossett and Jolie McCann cut the lead down to 54-18 with less than 2 minutes remaining in the third, and Adams banked in another three just before the buzzer to make it a 57-21 game going into the fourth. McSwain scored 6 more points in the fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough to overcome the early deficit, and Good Hope's season came to an end with a 67-27 loss in the 4A state championship game. McSwain led the Lady Raiders with 15 points in the loss. Adams added 6 points, and Marshall, Gossett, and McCann each posted 2. Ava McSwain and Jolie McCann each earned all-state tournament team honors. Congratulations to the Lady Raiders on another outstanding season. And that wraps up sports for today. After the break, we'll bring you 4 stories in under 4 minutes, including an after-hours book club and Egg Your Yard for Easter. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. The Cullman County Library System will hold an interest meeting for their new after-hours book club Friday, March 7th at 5:30 at the Cullman Library. During the interest meeting, participants will choose a book to discuss at the first official meeting and start a group chat for communication purposes. If you cannot attend the interest meeting but would like to join the new book club, please email cullmanpubliclibrary@gmail.com. The Wallace State Department of Nursing is hosting a 2-mile fun run walk on April 11th. Check-in will begin at 8:30 a.m. and the run will start at 9 a.m. at the School of Nursing and Center for Science. There is a $5 entry fee. You can scan the QR code to register and purchase a t-shirt. Cullman Community Theater's The Wizard of Oz Youth Edition has 2 showings this week, Thursday, March 6th at 7 p.m. and Saturday, March 8th at 2 p.m. at Desperation Church in Cullman. The Wizard of Oz Youth Edition is a charming adaptation of the classic tale, following Dorothy as she is swept away to the magical land of Oz. Along the Yellow Brick Road, she meets the Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Cowardly Lion, each seeking what they lack. Together, they face the Wicked Witch of the West, discovering the power of friendship and belief in oneself. Tickets are $12 on cullmanct.booktix.com or $15 at the door. Hope Horses would like to egg your yard. Your child, grandchild, niece, or nephew can wake up on Easter morning to a yard filled with stuffed eggs and a note from the Easter Bunny. Hope Horses helpers will hide stuffed eggs in your yard between 8 p.m. and 12 a.m. on the Saturday before Easter, April 19th. Make a donation of $25 and receive 1 dozen stuffed eggs, a $50 donation for 2 dozen, or a $100 donation for 5 dozen eggs. Email krice@hopehorsesinc.com with your address, age of hunters, and how many eggs you want to reserve your spot today. The deadline to sign up is Tuesday, April 1st. All proceeds go towards the Hope Horses Therapeutic Riding Program. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message.
Step into Cullman, where local heroes and community spirit shine. Introducing Community Matters Magazine from the Cullman Tribune, your guide to inspiring tales and community spirit. Celebrate our local champions and dive into the festivities at Christ Kindle Market. Feel the season's cheer and discover stories that inspire. Community Matters Magazine. Connect with your community. Find your free issue at these locations or download a copy online.
Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week as we turn to obituaries. Jonathan Darrell Mosher, age 54, passed away Thursday, February 27th. Funeral service will be at 2 p.m. today at Cullman Funeral Home Chapel with interment in Jones Chapel Cemetery. Visitation was Sunday at the funeral home. Gail Arlene Harris, 60, of Cullman, passed away on Saturday, March 1st. Funeral service will be Tuesday, March 4th at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home at 2 p.m. Visitation will be held from 1 to 2 p.m. prior to the service. Burial will be held at New Hope No. 2 Cemetery in Holly Pond. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a moment to look ahead at your weather forecast. Today will be mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming sunny with a high near 61 and a low around 46. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high near 71, breezy and a 20% chance of showers after 3. Tuesday night, we could see showers and possibly a thunderstorm. Some of the storms could produce heavy rainfall and a low around 51. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us, and remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting cullmantribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30. I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a great Monday, Cullman.